Hi YouTubers, okay, now we're doing chapter 4 of Pot Smokin' for the Elderly by Nanette Verla Norman, your social, philosophical, poetic commentator. That's me. And on the last video, I told you that this mountain, beautiful picture I took, to let you know what 73 does to you. It's not Haleakala. I was standing on Haleakala in Kula when I took this picture. So obviously this can't be Haleakala. This is the mountain across, like on your way to Lahaina side. You have to go around this mountain to get there. And I can't think right now what the name of the mountain is. I'm all embarrassed about it, but hey, that's the advantage to being an amateur kind of production on YouTube. You get to, get it wrong. I think in fiction. What can I say? I mean, Hillary and Joe think in fiction. Why can't I? But if you look close at this picture, and you probably can, on this side over here is the Kahului Wailuku harbor, and over on this side over here is the let me see if I can remember now. It's been a while, right? I've been back on this island 10 years. Oh, let me see. This is where all the boats are, all the fishing boats are. Oh, isn't that awful? I can't remember. Anyway, this is the boat harbor with all the fishing boats over on this side, and they've got a great big shopping center and some kind of a doodad, a bunch of stuff for the tourists right in that neighborhood. And then over on this side, if you go up the north shore on this side of Maui, it's the most exhilarating, adventurous ride to go the north shore around over to Lahaina. While I was there, they improved it, but the first time I went to the top of the hill to go to I had to turn around and go back. It was absolutely scary. So they've improved it a little, but at the very top, at the very north, looks like a moonscape. It is absolutely wonderful. Maui is the magic island. So, but the big island has the breath of a new life with the lava flow, right? So, I got it wrong, and so what can I say? So, on to the book. We're chapter 4, Pot Smokin' for the Elderly. I'm your social, philosophical, poetic commentator, and it sounds like I got some early croaky frogs out there arguing with me. So I'll try to shout about them. Here we go. Pakalolo, page 64. In 1980, I moved to Maui from California. I stayed with a brother of a friend of mine while I adjusted to my new surroundings. Maui with the most wonderful view in the world. One day a strange-looking, burnout, hippie freak, covered with long, matted hair and full, scraggly beard, appeared in David's doorway as we were painting. He was a spray airbrush painter, right? He'd go to Lahaina and pick up a couple dozen t-shirts from somebody and take them home up to Makawao and airbrush paint them, and then bring them back down. So go down about once a week. And so there we were, painting. So David turned off the compressor so we could hear the guy, and David introduced him to me as one of his neighbors. Well, he offered David a bag of pakalolo in trade for a tea kettle that sat idly waiting for use. He wanted to trade the tea kettle. David didn't have a stove or a hot plate, so he agreed. He didn't have any use for the tea kettle. It was just hanging out there waiting. And the fellow happily switched the kettle for the bag and was gone. how the aroma of the fresh pakalolo permeated the room through the plastic bag inside the brown bag in which it came. David cleaned his airbrush, turned off his generator, and pulled out his pipe. It was Pauhana time. The bag contained excuse me. The bag contained many large, thick, sticky buds. As I picked up one, the hidden seeds fell out. A time before sesame. The seeds were brown with black flecks. I like this binding best because you can do this to it. This is the last book I made, and then I just couldn't see to make them anymore. But there's some drying out on the table. Yes, David put a part of one bud in his pipe, the other part in his pocket, picked up the seeds that had fallen out in the process, and put those in another pocket, put the bag of buds in the refrigerator. Oh, we did have a refrigerator. Explaining that the resident mouse would get too stoned, and motioned for me to follow him across the lawn toward the compost pile. He lit the pipe as we walked along, and he warned me to suck gently. Pakalolo was potent. I barely sucked, rolling the head around in my mouth like I would have done to a fine brandy. He tossed the seeds along the edge of the compost pile and walked back towards the lounge chairs by his shack. I followed along, listening to his soft voice and watching the red cardinals in the trees. We sat in the shade and puffed and talked. He told me about the growers, not called farmers for some reason I never understood, and how laid back the neighborhood is. We agreed that we should be able to buy a pack of paca like a pack of cigarettes, or a bag of buds like a bag of broccoli. This was 1980. Now, in 2005, when I wrote this, Pakalolo is making it to the front lines as medical marijuana. But the pack of joints and a bag of buds aren't available in any drugstore I know of yet. A drugstore is for drugs, right? And they do call marijuana a drug, don't they? Pakalola. Ditchweed. I think we got time for ditchweed, but I gotta let my dog outside. She's just getting so excited. She just wants to get outside right now. Right now. There you go, little puppy dog. Yeah, you know, when they want to get outside, and they tell you they want to get outside, for you to ignore them, it might just be a cleanup that you're going to have on your hands. So, here's this and ditchweed. Harmless Herb hermaphrodite was hanging out by the curb, just waiting for someone to see him. He had his high leaves on, there was plenty of sun, his pollen pods were hanging on each limb. He had all his girls knocked up like pearls, and they're sitting all proudly fully laden. Soon their seeds will fall out, and we'll have no doubt. Harmless Herb is a he, she with maidens. 2005. Morphodites are the most interesting plant. Oh, that's tickling my nose. Oh, I gotta go. I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. A date with YouTube. Love you.